Trae Young, guys, and the Hawks returning to MSG. Got a little messy last time they were there, but they do come back with a 3-1 lead. Knicks 1.5-point favorites. You think they can stay alive tonight, Ryan?
I do. I think there's some Madison Square Garden magic tonight. And I don't know if this makes sense from a basketball perspective, but I think it's just the basketball universe. The Knicks deserve this. They want this. 100% capacity in the Mecca. I think it's going to be an incredible vibe in New York tonight. This is the Knicks' apex pretty much in the last decade. This is their climax. This is what they've been wanting. This, they deserve it. So I'm really interested in the perspective of Trae Young, if he's going to be able to end it for the Hawks in Madison Square Garden when he's facing all of New York City. I think that's a really cool narrative. But my guess is that he will not be able to in the next role.
Oh, man, Jules, that means if they do win tonight, it's going to be another celebration like they won the freaking NBA title.
The Knicks are cowards and frauds if they do not win this game tonight. This series it's a really weird series, but a buzzer beater from Trae Young away, and the Knicks spiraled out of control late in that game. A buzzer beater from Trae Young away from this being 2-2 and everybody holding home court and the Knicks being exactly where they thought and where they were supposed to be. Now, the games in Atlanta were ugly, and they know in the back of their heads that the only way they can win this series is you got to win Game 6 in Atlanta. So you cannot let that affect you in this Game 5. The goal tonight is to win this Game 5 at home in New York, and they absolutely should do so. After getting called out by Clint Capella, they think they're a physical team, but they're not a physical team, whatever he said along those lines. The Knicks were this close to holding home court in both games, and they need to come out and do that in this game. And, then it'll be a different story if they can figure out how to win on the road. But in terms of this game, if they can, forget about the part where they have to win Game 6 in Atlanta, come out with a little juice with that crowd, like Ryan mentioned, and, using the Hawks' kind of domination these last two games as motivation. I really like the Knicks, but they've been killing me in this series.
All right, Nick, what do you think about tonight? Nick, they're going to win?
I have no idea. I think the crowd we're going to know within like 5 minutes of this game whether they're going to win. I think there is plenty of motivation. That crowd is going to carry them. The Capella comments, relatively innocuous in terms of like all-time NBA playoff commentary. But if you're the Knicks, you're looking for any kind of motivation at this point. And the crowd was listening to that, and that's going to be a narrative throughout this game. It's going to come down to Julius Randle. If he is being blanketed, 25 feet from the hoop and settling for the most contested jumper possible from 19 and a half feet, the Knicks probably lose this game. If he's, burrowing his way to the hoop and drawing fouls and getting to the line, then the Knicks are going to have a really good chance, because I think a lot of their role players have actually played fairly well in this series, but it's been Randle and it's been Barrett who have just been far too up and down so far for them to win these games. So again, I think we're going to know early if the Knicks have that energy, if Randle has that confidence. But man, my inkling right now is that the Hawks are just playing really, really confidently, and they're the more talented team. So, I want to see another game at MSG. I'd love for this to go to a home Game 7 for the Knicks, but my gut tells me the Hawks close this thing out tonight.